What's up, and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle Podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I am Kevin Watson.
And man, we are here at Western Hills, the Wolverines. You guys were with Simon Vanderpool. Okay, you guys were 5-5 last year, 0-5 in district play. Okay, well, man, I appreciate you for having us out and just hanging out with us, man. We had a great 2 episodes with your boys, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys coming out here and, taking the time to cover us and cover our guys. And I know it meant a lot to them and their parents and everyone in the community to be able to see that. So,
oh, they enjoyed it. You could tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what that's what it is having like that little brotherhood with coaches and just hey, can we come out here, man? We want to talk to you guys. We want to talk to you, and this is about your basically like a community builder for you. You know what I mean, to get your name out there too, and have them get to know you on a personal level.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready to go? Shout out.
Let's roll.
Shout out the sponsors real quick. So shout out Larry Nevitt.
Yes, Larry, thank you. Appreciate you. JJ Weaver, former player of mine, perfectfitclub.com. Go visit that. Help him out.
Yep, and All Good Marketing and Apparel. We really appreciate you guys for what you're doing for the podcast, man.
Yeah. And USA Imaging
helps
us out with our signage. We appreciate that.
Yes, and also, I had a little special shout out too. My nephew just got on the naval ship, so I wanted to say thank you to the service men and women, man. Yeah. Memorial Day weekend's coming up, so I thought we'd give a healthy shout out.
God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're going to get back in to this podcast, but also I want to say make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to get that 500 subscriber goal. That's the 2024 goal, man.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter,
we're
Spotify, Amazon,
wherever you find a podcast platform. That's where we're on.
You do not have an excuse to not listen because we're everywhere.
We are everywhere. But yeah, like I said, it's just and shout out to our new subscribers too as well. Sorry, we had to do this on the fly, so we got to get that call to action in. But yeah, like I said, we appreciate you for having us out here, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I appreciate you guys. And kind of since we're giving shout outs, I'll give a shout out to our principal, Ryan King. We have such a great support system. Our athletic director, Adam Johnson, and that's one of the things here that I feel so confident about that we have, and the kids feel that we have such a great support system around what we're trying to get done, and that means a whole lot. And so shout out to them and everything they do.
Absolutely.
For us, so
it all starts up top.
And we got up before we came on camera. You're like, this is year 2 for me. You've done phenomenal, man. This place looks unbelievable, man.
I don't think the camera could actually do service to what is going on behind the scenes, and looks great.
Yeah.
And
like I said, that's why I asked you if I could just pan in here and just show it, because absolutely, man, it's nice, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing of what we're trying to do, and we felt like last year gave a lot of momentum going into the season. So a lot of the renovations that we did in here was through dead period. So what we had was we went in here and completely remodeled everything, and then we had a big thing the first day back, July 10th, of getting the players in here. Our superintendent came out, and everyone from the board came out, and we were able to show off everything that we have. And I think the kids they take a lot of pride in that. And then that goes down to just the detail of whenever you come in here right now, the helmets are on top, the shoulder pads are there. There's nothing inside their locker where we can see anything. Everything's either up top and on bottom. And so it starts with the detail we have here, which then we try to translate to the field. And so, having that kind of stuff, it gets them a lot of pride in the things that they do.
It's clean. It's clean. It's like the logo you said. It's clean. You come in, there's I bet I couldn't find a piece of paper on the floor. I've been to some places before where there's bugs running around. It's
well, that.
I'm not gonna say no names, but and it takes a lot to have the pride to walk past a piece of paper and pick it up.
That's right.
Well, that, and you're going to have cleat marks, or
That's
you're going
right.
to have mud from cleats all over the place. You know what I mean? It's just frustrating. But when you come in here and you see that sense of pride that you as a that starts with you. Yeah.
I mean, superintendent, board, they're not done yet. They still need help, so don't think they're done. It looks good, but it's still got some work to do. You're never satisfied.
That's right.
Yeah, man. And what we like to do is we started like a new segment. It's like called the icebreaker questions, man. Just to just to calm you down a little bit and have a good time with us too a little bit. But this week, man, we got a good one. I think it's one of my favorite ones. Okay, and it is, what is your favorite fair food?
I really enjoy, and they have it here in Frankfurt each year, the steak on a stick. And so my wife knows every year if we're going to go, that is the one thing that I'm going to get, and I absolutely love it. Don't know the company or anything.
It doesn't matter.
But, man, it's phenomenal.
Steak, you had me at steak. Steak on a stick.
Steak on a stick. It is awesome.
Let's go,
It is
man.
awesome.
I've seen a lot of weird stuff on sticks at fairs.
My favorite is the classic. You got to go with the corn dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You got, but I have a question though. Do you guys what do you guys put on it? Do you put ketchup and mustard, or what do you use when you eat it?
I'm a pretty simple eater, and so if I'm gonna eat a corn dog, I'm just gonna eat it plain. So I don't have anything on it. So
I'm a mustard guy.
See, I'm both. See, but I got to do that little. I got to pump it. You know what I mean? You got to pump and you got to go on both. But it's got to have both.
Now I can get bougie with the brown mustard too. I mean, you eat stadium mustard on a corn dog. You ever tried that?
No.
It's kind of like Grey Poop Pond, but it's a little spicy. Try it.
Oh, what's your favorite fair food?
Whatever I'm eating at the time. I mean, I love it all. I love elfin ears. I'm a nacho guy. I love
like
nachos.
Food. Yeah, like
the food. I mean, elfin ears. I love elfin ears.
That's a snack.
It is, but
I
love the Kentucky Pork Producers booth at the fair. The Kentucky State Fair, the Kentucky Pork Producers. They get you a big old pork sandwich,
where's that at?
You'll find it.
Is it inside?
This last year, I think it was inside.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's called Kentucky Pork Producers.
The only reason why, because when you said it, I remembered it was inside.
They have a big pork chop sandwich, and Coach, I swear, it's that thick. And it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I had to try that.
Yeah.
I had to try it. But my top three, you got to get the lemonade, you got to get French fries, and you got to get the corn dog. Those are my top three.
Fair food's about like concession stand food, Don't you think?
No, concession
There's
stand
some pretty
totally
damn
different.
good concession stands out
You guys
there.
got a good
pretty good.
You guys got a good concession stand here?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We have pulled pork sandwiches that are really good. We're actually sponsored now by Sonny's, and so they provide some of that stuff. And
Shout out to Sonny's.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Hey, steak on a stick from Sonny's. You could call it the
I
Vanderpool.
never thought about that.
They could call it the Vanderpool.
Yeah, let's
good.
go.
That's pretty
Hey, Sonny's, if you're
marketing.
listening, I'll take just a small royalty. Hey, that's
pretty good.
The Vanderpool. Give me the Vanderpool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Let's go.
number 8, the Vanderpool.
Okay, man. Enough shenanigans, man. Let's get into this podcast and really just talk about you and where you came from. But man, we always got to shout out those guys that brought us up in the game or just in life, man. You shout out some of your mentors.
Yeah. So I've been fortunate to be around some really good coaches. One particular I'm fortunate enough to have on our staff, Paul Raines. He's one of the most winningest head coaches in the state of Kentucky, and this will be his first year with us as our offensive coordinator, and so I'm really excited with that. Charlie Persons is another who's been a mentor of mine. He's a longtime head coach in the state of Florida. They named the stadium and field after him there, and he's had a long list of different guys in NFL and stuff like that. Jason Chappell's another. He gave me my first start in Whitley County, and then brought me to Great Crossing, and that probably changed my life, being able to grow outside of southeastern Kentucky and expand to get to know more people and stuff. So I've been really fortunate to be around a lot of really good guys, and most more than anything is Charlie Persons and Paul Raines are both here on staff with us, so I feel really good about that. And so we've got a good mix, I feel like, with our staff of young and old, and I think that's what you got to have. And so.
Well, you can lean on a guy like Coach Persons. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Makes your life so much easier.
That's right.
if you, for some reason you have to leave, the guy takes over and you don't miss a beat. I mean,
that's right. That's right. And so we've got a really good staff. And like I said, fortunately, I've been around those guys, and they've brought me up, and I've been able to keep them right here with me. So feel good about that.
Love it, man. Love it. And you talked about your wife, a little bit, coming in there and helping, shape this place up, man.
Yeah.
You just get,
during the dead period when he's supposed to be relaxing, he's in here working.
Yeah, man. Just shout her out there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and this is what I tell our kids and, everyone that I'm around is my wife is what makes everything roll, because, as coaches, there's so much time that you have to invest. And so, with us, she's been with me ever since I had started coaching, and she knows, the purpose behind it. And I think that's the number one thing is, you have so much time, but if you understand the purpose of why we're doing it, it really makes the difference. And so, like I said, she's really involved here, going all the way back to last year in dead period. We're in here, we're working. She's working just as hard as me, and it's every day, and she's bought into that, and she really likes being around the kids and bought into what their lives are like and stuff. And so and when I tell our kids, that's something that growing up you're going to find someone that completes you, and that's your better half. And I think that's important for these guys to see that too. And so it's been a big part of it. And, like I said, I've got a great wife to help me with her.
And he talked about tearing out walls. I picture Chip and Joanna Gaines just in here just slinging the hammers and, hard hats and safety glasses. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. And one of the first questions that I wanted to ask you too is, you wear the shirt and tie. You know what I mean, on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Is that like a throwback to somebody, or is just how you respect the game?
I had a theory on it, and I think my theory was right.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah. So I am from southeastern Kentucky, which I know that was kind of your theory. One of the people I kind of got it from though was Paul Rain. So he, back in the day, that was one of the things that he had done. Jason Chappell, who I'd also coached with, not as of recent, but whenever he had started his career, that was one of the things he did. And so, to me, I wanted to be able to present that professionalism of what we're trying to do. And it really goes down to not only myself, but then our coaches too. So, obviously everyone sees, I usually wear the tie on Friday night and stuff. But even if you look at our staff, we're dressed just alike. And so they're all wearing the polos and everything and matching khakis and everything like that. And so to me, I think just that professionalism that we're trying to bring, not only to our kids, but then the community too. So, the way I always looked at it is some of the people in the community, the only time they may see me is on a Friday night. So, I want to be able to sit there and have that professionalism that they can see and see that detail and everything that, everything matters. And so, I guess that's kind of the story behind it, but I can't take full credit for it. Like I said, Paul Raines is kind of the person who inspired me for it, and I've kind of
that's an Eastern Kentucky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, to piggyback on that, you guys go on a road trip. Do your kids wear shirts and ties or sweatsuits?
So we did try to do that, and I'll be honest, our kids wanted to do that. They had a few of them had came to me, and so that's actually one of our things that we're trying to work into.
Business trip, right?
Yeah, and they really bought into that, and they like that, and so we're trying to phase into it and everything.
I like it,
making sure everyone's got it and everything, but. No, I think, and they see that, and like I said, that's the culture that we're trying to build, and the business-like mentality.
Yeah, and that brings you into traditions. You're trying to start. Is there traditions that they've had here, or are you, besides that, are you trying to bring another tradition?
Yeah, there's been a long history of some successful teams and some traditions. So, fortunately enough, one of the guys who's on staff was on the first team in Western Hills history in 1980, Cedric Pons, and so shout out to Coach Pons. So he's on our staff, and so a lot of things that we see with that, and so that's kind of the history of too, like with our helmet. So I'm not a big script guy, but one of the things that I seen one of Coach Pons' old pictures. And from 1980, and it had Wolverines and script. It had wolves and script, and so I thought, what's a way that I can kind of connect back to when this thing first started. And, we've actually got a newspaper clipping here of the first win versus Scott County then too. And, so that was a way to kind of connect and, different things that we try to do to, get our alumni back involved and get those guys back here on Friday nights. So.
Love it, man. I love it. Yeah. Just seeing, you know what I mean? That, because I came in here and I did see that clipping and I was like, man, it's, you know what I mean? And then Coach has pictures here too. And this is something that you just recently started as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just showing respect for the guys that came through.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we've done that it inspires the kid is this. When you walk in here to our film room, we've got guys that have played at the next level, and this is what my goal is as the head coach. Realistically, not everyone's a Division I football player. I was a Division I football player. I played NAIA football, loved every second of it. But my goal is whenever you come in your freshman year, if you sit here and say, hey, I'm going to commit to this in 4 years, an opportunity to go play somewhere, if that's something you want to do. And, I truly believe there's a spot for everyone at different levels, and especially now with the sprint programs and, things that are building up and stuff. And so, this year one of our goals that I think we'll definitely have is, at least 10 guys signed somewhere, and that's at all different levels and stuff. And so I think it gives them that sense of pride of the sense of why every day matters and a goal that they're setting for each other. And so I think every day when they walk in here and they see other guys who've, not sat in this specific locker room, but have been in these walls inside the school and stuff and have accomplished the goals that they've set forth. So, that's kind of the vision.
They're where these kids want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of the guys come back and talk to any of your guys?
Yeah. So we were fortunate at our alumni night this past season. Obviously, Wandale is at the pinnacle of Western Hills football. He's playing in the NFL currently.
The Giants.
Yep. Yeah, currently at the Giants, and so he actually came back here and before the game talked to our guys, and they were of course around them and stuff, and that was neat. And then. It was really neat. He was right with the other alumni and stuff, and kind of to speak how high character that he is whenever he had reached out and said, hey, I'm going to be coming and everything. I said, hey, we'll have you come honorary captain and everything, and he didn't want that. He wanted to be with all the other alumni and just represent Western Hills. And so, and that's kind of the stuff again, and that we're trying to build in our kids. And so, I made it a point to tell our kids, hey, this guy right here could have been plastered all over, the news. Wandale comes back and everything, but, the one thing that he wanted to do is just be around everybody and show support. And so, it's phenomenal.
He's one of those guys. He's not a very imposing guy, but he's larger than life just because of what he's been through.
Yeah, and I think his story too is so. And I've told them this, and they just came back a few weeks ago. The Giants did, and they recorded him out here and everything. And the impact that he has on not only our guys but this community is it's unbelievable. And it's such a refreshing thing to see in today's world too. A guy like him who, he's sitting there and he's playing for the Giants and, obviously had a very successful year at Kentucky whenever he was there and everything. And, but he is just humble enough to come right in front of our guys and talk with them and then walk out there with the rest of the alumni and stuff. So that's really cool.
That's crazy because I asked the boys on there, what was one of their goals. I'm surprised nobody said,
get my picture on the wall.
Yeah, I want my picture on the wall. You know what I mean? We're standing right here. That would have fired me up. You know what I mean? So I was like, man.
But you know what? That comes if they have a very successful years, they'll have 10 or 12 signees, maybe more. I mean, who knows? Sure. And one of them's going to have their picture on the wall at least.
Yeah. But that, you know what I mean? But that's cool. That would have been saying, you know what I mean? That would have been saying, hey, I'm vibing. I want to be on this wall. You know
the vibe I got from those kids is they would rather have their team picture on the wall than the individual picture.
Yeah, that's true. That's
district champs. They all said that.
That's one of our goals too, and I know the kids had said that. And specifically, one of the things that we've said is there is a team picture right now in our gym of the best school record, in Western Hills history. And I told them in one of our first meetings leading up to this season was, hey, we're going to take that thing down. It's going to be our picture on there, and so that's kind of our goal. And
I think Wandale might have something to say about that picture.
Well, it was actually not his team.
It wasn't?
It was not his team.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Really?
2010. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they won 8 games there, and so
Wow.
yeah.
I would have lost that trivia question.
I believe Dylan Curry, the Curry brothers, which
Okay.
were really good football players too. I think that was their senior year around it. So, yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. And you kind of talk goals. You know what I mean? We've been to some schools that said we haven't really got into that, man. How have they, wanted to how are they wanting to structure their goal system? You know what I mean? Have you guys already talked about that?
Sure, absolutely. So, one of the things that we do is our character ed program. What we do with that is it is a classroom setting. So like we're in here, we'll give them different sheets, they pair up, and what we're trying to teach them is our core values in that classroom setting. We're trying to get them to open up, talk with each other, get them ready for like an interview setting and, things of that nature. So, one of the things that we've said is, okay, what's my short-term goals, what's my long-term goals, both personally and then both as a team. And so, obviously everyone as a team, your goal is to win a state championship. That's the pinnacle of everything. However, the thing is, at the end of each year, there's one. So is it not a successful year that you didn't win a state championship?
There's only 6 teams that are happy
right.
at the end of the year.
That's right. So, our goal is to maximize our potential, and whatever that may be, and for our kids, and I think one thing that you have when you talk to our kids is you can feel the confidence starting to come out of them and how well they speak. And that was one of the things, obviously, coming in that I didn't feel like our kids had a whole lot of. And so, to me, I'm a very, kind of coach, talked about it early, this having that pride and enthusiasm, I'm really big into. So, that kind of starts with their whole mindset. And so coming into games, not having a defeated mindset, or coming into a practice with a defeated mindset. So, I think our mindset's right now of, hey, we've got a chance. We're going to be the best team in school history. That's some of their goals, and so and I think, like I said, that is things that we're trying to build. And I think whenever you talk to our kids, especially if you had seen them, whenever I'd first started, I feel like there's a whole different confidence about them and different mindset that they have.
Well, the easy goal is to say, yeah, we want to win state championship. But when you hear them say, I want to be the best team ever here, that's deep. I mean, that's a lot deeper than anybody can say, I want to win the state championship. Because if you're coaching and your goal is not to win a state championship, you have no reason to even be out there.
That's right.
So let's be honest.
Right.
For them to say that, I want to be the best team ever at this school.
Yeah.
If they do that, they very well could be the state champs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because one of the kids said your motto is building better men. You know what I mean? Phenomenal. Those 4 that you got.
Yeah.
Man,
I could talk to those dudes all day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But where'd you get that motto from?
Well, I know this is going to be the Paul Range show, but I've got to say that actually is something that he had started. And so, that was one of the things that we'd even done at Great Crossing, my time there. And, again, it goes back to what building better men really means. And, this is the thing about it. And what we tell our guys is hey, I know that you're kids. I know that, you're going to make mistakes and things are going to happen. However, at the end of the day, what are you doing to try to achieve those goals? What are you trying to do to, one of the first things that I said whenever I met our kids is when someone says your name, what does it stand for? Because as soon as someone says your name, they have an opportunity right there to say something, and so what do you want to represent? And so, and that goes into a much deeper thing of just football. And I think that was one of the biggest things when, building our staff and the things that we do daily is not just for right now, but in 40 years, what is it going to look like?
On and off the field.
Yeah, and that's when our real success is going to come. And so I think, that those are conversations that we have honestly daily, and I think they see that through us coaches. You know, they see the type of relationships that we have with our wives. They see the type of relationships that, you know, we have amongst each other and how we communicate to each other. And, you know, I think those things are important because, you know, that's what they're seeing each and every day. And so if we want to mold them to be like that, they've got to see it. So,
yeah. This guy's, I'm over here stealing everything, but that's what great coaches
a good coach
do.
does. He steals something. He steals a little bit from everybody.
That's right.
Our at Fairdale, our motto was the standard is the standard, and then we stole that from the Steelers.
Yeah,
because it means so many things. It's like your motto. It means more than football.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
and they can, you know, like you said, in 40 years,
that's right.
You know what I mean? I can look back and say, man, you know,
those 4 kids that just stood here when they're 50. You can ask them what their motto was in high school football team, and I guarantee it, they'll say,
"Building better men."
Building better men.
Yeah. And that's what it is.
That's what it's about.
It's about you having that imprint on them and just leaving it and them understanding. Wow, this guy is actually, you know, cared for us.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, we try to connect that too with our parents, and so anytime we have our character ed. You know, we have the Sports U app, and what I'll do is I'll share with our parents the things we talked about and then give them questions that they can ask their kids so they can engage in, like, what we're talking about here. So, you know, I feel like for them, that gives them an opportunity then to open up to their parents about things that's going on in their life and then to what we're trying to do here and stuff. So, you know, like I said, it's been really good, and I think not only have our kids bought into that, but our parents have bought into that.
Yeah, and you know what I mean, and that's what it is when they go home after this. You know, you don't know what they're going to walk into.
That's right.
So with them having that open communication with their parents, that's phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
He's building something special here.
Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow,
win 12 games this year, and it'll be even more special.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
Go rip that picture down, coach.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, do it.
That's right.
So with you growing up, man, did you grow up in Eastern Kentucky?
Yeah. So kind of a backstory with that, and I tell people, you know, I really don't know exactly where I'm from because I've lived everywhere between. I was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to Florida. So Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Florida. And so, you know, for
you a military kid or
no. So I come from a single parent home, and you know, we kind of moved around a little bit and different things of that nature. But you know, that was one of the things too. I think connecting with what I want to build with our football program of, you know, something as simple of what we're trying to represent with that. So, you know, obviously I graduated from Whitley County High School, so I'm a Southeastern Kentucky guy. But, you know, at the other side of it, I have been able to be multiple different places and see different backgrounds and stuff. And I think that's really important when you're really trying to tune into different backgrounds that kids may come from. So, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's your favorite college team? You've been all over.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I do not have a favorite college team. I get that asked all the time, and I don't have a favorite one. I like college football, and so I love college.
See, he's football. A Michigan guy.
No,
he's an Ohio State guy.
Ohio State guy.
I'm a Georgia guy because my family lives in Georgia. I like Louisville, obviously, but it's interesting. I mean, you named 4 hotbeds of high school football. I mean, geez.
When you see me kind of roll my eyes because you said, oh, you were born in Ann Arbor, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Yeah, man, and it's crazy because like you said you've seen, you know, such different types of, you know, growing up, you know.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but that's good though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I think that's gave the kind of the benefit of, you know, and too, even with coaching, you know, I've been able to coach in Southeastern Kentucky. I've been able to coach in, you know, Central Kentucky, and, you know, just to see that different dynamic of, you know, the kids that you're coaching and everything. And I think that's, you know, it's been nothing but benefit. So,
yeah. So the number you wore, did that have a meaning to you?
To be honest with you, growing up, you know, did you say our number? Like
your number, yeah.
That you wore playing football.
So the way it worked, whenever I went to high school, my head coach, Coach Black, when you were a freshman, you were handed a number, and so that's a number. So that's the way that worked out. And then you took pride in it from there. So
when you get a freshman coming in saying, I'm number 13, no, you're what I give you.
Yeah.
Unless he's at stud, and then, you know, I'm sure Wandale got to pick out what number he wanted.
Yeah.
No, so you didn't have a meaning. Just
No, honestly, it really did.
What number were you?
I was 51. So I was 51
Linebacker?
in high school. So I played guard in high school, then transitioned to tight end, and then when I was in college, I played tight end in college and changed to 86 there. So,
Where'd you play in college?
University of Cumberland. So
Okay.
it's
Who
right
was your
there in
head coach
Whitney County.
then?
Matt Reimer. Yeah, Matt Reimer was our head coach. So,
wow,
yeah,
Dude's been around.
yeah.
wow, man.
If he steals a little bit from everybody, I mean, he ought to be Bear Bryant, man. I mean,
I always talk hobbies. You know what I mean? You got to have a hobby to, to break that tense, that tenseness of this game. You know what I mean? Get away from it. Do you have any hobbies?
To be honest with you, I really don't have any hobbies anymore. Maybe working into the yard. That's what I was doing today before we got here, since we didn't have school. But and there's no secret with football. You get the dead period, and I do believe that's a good time to get away and stuff. But it kind of is what it is, and you're kind of 365.
So you knew what you signed up for.
Yeah.
he gets on me because I told him when I was coaching, I had 0 hobbies.
Yeah, well, that's kind of
the
the
dead
way.
period. I was still looking at plays.
Yeah. Me and my wife got married in the dead period. So we're celebrating.
Football guy.
So we're celebrating then. But other than that, I'll be honest. We really just it's kind of football. And we kind of have a 12-month plan, and it's kind of one thing to the next, and.
You want a real football wife? Have your kids during the dead period. If you can time that one out, you got something going on there.
Yeah.
So what made you want to be a coach? You've seen you've had great mentors. You know what I mean?
And have you always wanted to be a head coach?
Yeah. Have you? Yes. Have you always wanted to be a head coach? But what was that one thing that pushed you into being in this profession?
Yeah. So, for me, I always knew I wanted to coach. I came from a single parent home. And so for me, I didn't have that father figure, in the house. And so, me growing up, my coaches were the father figures for me. And so, from high school, I knew right off the bat that, I wanted to be able to coach. And, I transitioned straight from high school. I played college. As soon as I got out, I started coaching, and so, like I said, it was one of those things I knew I always wanted to do. And, I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity straight out of it. And obviously, get an opportunity to be a head coach young. And, just kind of always.
Yeah, what are you, like 25? I mean, how old are you?
I'm 27, and so a fun fact is, according to my knowledge, and I don't know, I could be wrong. Last year, I was the youngest head coach in the state. I'm no longer the youngest head coach. One of my best friends, Adam Smith, just got the job at Washington County, so now he's the youngest. So,
this guy's 25 with 12 years of coaching experience. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But this is what this podcast is about. Right. You know what I mean? It's spotlighting you. You know what I mean? Get your name out in the community. Man, bring this crowd, man, for the support. And it's all gonna go to these kids, man. They're benefiting from the fans being there. Yeah. And it's just phenomenal. But what made you want to be a head coach, though? Well, like Coach said, was that your main goal?
Yeah, no, it really, since high school, was kind of my goal. I think that was kind of the connection that, obviously I had a really good connection with all my assistants, but my head coach too. And, I knew from high school that was my ultimate goal in life, to be, high school head football coach. And so, I kind of, that was pretty much it to me. I mean, there really wasn't any other, in between being a doctor or anything. I just wanted to be a high school
any aspirations to take it to the next level? Or
no, I'll be honest with you. I really enjoy coaching high school.
And obviously, you're in the building, teaching.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and this is what I really do enjoy. I think this phase of where they're at in their life is so crucial. Not to say it's not crucial in college and everything, but for me, this is what I enjoy, and this is the age that I really enjoy. So.
Well, you know what I mean. And now it seems like the purest. You know what I mean, like the purest form of football.
Sure,
now,
yeah.
you know what I mean. NIL happening in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Obviously, youth ball. You know what I mean. Middle school. It's you know what I mean. That's where it is. But I feel like when you go to the cream of the crop, you know what I mean. This is where life happens.
This is where you can teach them the most.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that was my point.
It's the purest form where they learn the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Great.
That's crazy, man. 27 years old and you're
yeah. I'm 27, so
I've got a pair of pants older than him.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Now dealing with stress. You're a young guy. You might not deal with stress, man. This guy over here, he grows gray hairs because he's stressed out a long time. You know what I mean? But how do you deal with that, man? You know your wife, just comes and talks to you. You guys, how do you deal with the stress?
Yeah. So I think having that significant other of someone you can go home to and invent of different things that's going on is crucial. But we also go to church, and I think that's a crucial thing for us. Of you have to have so much deeper meaning into life, or all this other stuff doesn't make sense, and then there's highs and lows. And so I've always been a person, though, honestly, that I really don't get stressed out or anything, and I think I frustrate my wife sometimes because I'm always kind of midway and stuff. But I think that's what you got to be, though, sometimes, just to be a successful in life, but obviously a head football coach too. And but that's kind of for us a recharge, going through the weekend. We go to church on Sunday, and I think that's crucial into dealing with everything.
And let me let you on a little secret. It's much better going to church on Sunday after a big win.
Yeah, that's right.
Because believe it or not, people pay attention.
Yeah. No.
Hey, there's nothing worse than going after a big loss and nobody talks to you.
Yeah.
When you go on a big win, they're like, "Hey, good game, coach." You lose, everybody's like,
Owensboro?
Even don't ever. I hate that word.
Sorry. He four of the last 5 years?
3 out of 4 years, they put us out of the playoffs in the regional championship.
So I had to do a little dig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put that knife in there a little more.
Yeah.
Oh man, phenomenal episode, Coach. Man, this is.
Hey, and I will tell you, when we talked about it, when we came down here for the little clinic you guys had, we met in the hallway. It's the first time I'd ever laid eyes on you. I was like, I told him, I said, we got to get down here and talk to this dude.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. He's like, oh, man, I was just thinking the same thing. This dude, we got to come down here and talk to him. And we've had it circled on our calendar. It took us a little while, but we finally got here. And I'll tell you what, you didn't disappoint. I mean, I'm really excited to see. We are really excited to see what you guys are going to do.
And I appreciate what you guys do, because just a day like today is something that these guys are going to remember for a really long time. Being able to come up here and talk about football and talk about their life. Again, this is nothing but benefit for them. And,
that's right.
And so I appreciate what you guys do, because, it means a whole lot more than what you guys even realize and stuff. So, thank you guys for being here and what you're doing for the kids. So
yeah. And I got one last question. And do you got another question, or
no? Hit him with it.
Well, here it is. You learn something about yourself, every season. Right. What did you learn about yourself last season?
To me, I think it is one of the things that we talked about before of, kind of always just being cool, calm, and collective. Of, we were able to start the season really hot last year. We were 4-0 right out the gate. But then, we had some adversity hit, and we weren't there yet. Point blank. And we told the kids, I told the kids, I'm up front with the kids, and I think they respect that of, hey, we're not here yet, but how do we get there? We keep doing the right thing over and over and over. And so, one of the things I think learning about myself through those things is you've got to stay true to what you know. You've got to do the things. And I think sometimes, as a coach, you get into panic. And then you lose your identity on offense and defense and different things. And sometimes it's quite simple. You need to get back in the weight room. you need to keep practicing. And that's where we were. And so that's where, you know, after we just completed our spring ball, we felt good with where we were in spring, but we're really excited about where we can be. And, you know, I think that's, you know, for myself going into this first year of obviously there's all the highs and lows and everything like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to have your identity and stick to it. And then that's what's going to.
You are who you are.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you are who you are.
Yeah,
My grandpa used to say, dance with the girl who brung you. I mean, you are who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are here, Western Hills, Simon Vanderpool. 27 years old, young buck, man. Young buck in the game. Phenomenal, man. Hey, best of luck this season.
Yes, sir.
But if you ever need anything from us, man, you're more than welcome to text him, DM me, do whatever you got to do. If we can help spotlight more guys, just hit us up. We're more than welcome to.
I want to come watch that record-breaking game where they break the record for wins.
Let's go, Coach.
And hoist him, carry him off the field. I'll throw him over my shoulder and carry him off the field.
So yeah, like I said, we appreciate you. Hell of an episode, just a hell of a day here at Western Hills. Best of luck, and man, like we always say, everyone has a story.
We're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to Whistle podcast.
Nice.